I'm State Senator Elbert Guillory, candidate for the Louisiana's 6th Congressional District. And I'm here to participate in Louisiana on Fire.
What's up, Louisiana? I'm Tim Davis, and you are back for part 2 of Louisiana on Fire, and we are sitting with Senator Elbert Guillory. And we were just talking about some things, how things were in the past and whatnot, with the jobs in Louisiana. And I got a question for him right now. What do you think? Because I've traveled, not to every state, but multiple states. And every time I come home, I feel like we're behind the times when it comes to things like comparison, with other states. Even Texas is close to us. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel that we are behind the times when it comes to other states?
Absolutely.
What
And
do you
it doesn't
think?
make sense because we have so much going for us.
Right.
We have the best food.
Yes.
We have the best music. We have a multiplicity of cultures right here in Louisiana. You got Cajun land in the south. You got North Louisiana, one of the best wineries, North Louisiana. The rolling hills of North Louisiana, the bayous of South Louisiana.
Right.
So many opportunities for recreation, so many opportunities for tourism, so many opportunities for education.
Yes.
We have 14 universities, and only 13% of our students can read and write at grade level. We are an illiterate state. We're behind. Our taxes are so high. Our insurance costs are so
Yes.
high.
Yes.
Your car, if you buy a car, your car insurance is probably equal to the cost of buying your car note.
Right.
Same thing with a house. Your house insurance is just about equal to your mortgage payment.
Right.
That's nuts. We've got to do some things to bring those costs down.
Yes, I definitely agree. Like, so what do you think we should do as citizens, to do that? Because I know a lot of people feel that way when they get these bills and they're like, wow, this has changed. This is expensive now. So what do you think we should do? Is it when it comes to voting and voting in the right people, or what do you think, us as citizens should do?
We have to vote in people who can't be bought, because one of the problems is a lot of people start off with fire. I'm going to go and make some change, but they can, they can be bought off. Oh, you don't want to do that. You're not going to be able to get any more of this or that. You lose out on these contracts, these opportunities for your family. So you have to have somebody who's prepared to stand up and say, I'm not for sale.
Right.
You can't buy me.
Right. I'm not for sale.
I'm going to heaven.
Yes. We already know that's the ultimate goal.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
So the corruption in politics, and I'm not just speaking of Louisiana politics.
Right.
I'm speaking of in the United States of America. Politicians, I could name a former president. I'm not going to name him right now.
Yes, sir.
He went over there when he was a senator. You can check his money, his filings. He was worth $1.5 million. When he left the presidency, he was a multi-millionaire. His children were multimillionaires.
Wow.
His wife was a multimillionaire.
Wow.
And all of that on a fixed salary.
Right, because you have a fixed salary as
That's right.
an elected official.
Corruption is something that we just have to stop. We have to elect people who are not corruptible. And we have to elect people who can work across the aisle, work with Democrats and Republicans, work with black folks and white folks, conservatives and liberals, find a common ground and sell it to all of them. I did that when I passed the Louisiana Reentry Act. It passed through the Senate with not one single negative vote.
Really?
It passed through the House of Representatives, not one single negative vote. Unanimous through the whole process.
You did that?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I did that when I was a freshman legislator, my first year. I
First
passed
year.
the Louisiana Reentry Act, and they made me legislator of the year that year, and they put me in the Louisiana Justice Hall of Fame.
Wow. So let me ask you that. So what made you decide, you know what, I want to take this route? Because you wanted to be a doctor, right? So that didn't happen. So what made you decide, this is what I want to do? I want to become a lawyer, and I want to go ahead and work for the citizens of the state that I'm in, because you've been in multiple states.
Well, it was once I got that first arrest and got that first taste of court, I had many, many more arrests, and I was in court so often that I started to pick up, a little knowledge of how the court system worked, and I figured, I'm fighting this battle in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
I may as well use the law to help me fight that battle.
Okay.
So off to law school.
Really? And that's that. And ever since. So when did you where did you go to law school, and when did you graduate?
I was accepted at a number of the top law schools in this nation. I was offered a full scholarship to Harvard, full scholarship to Rutgers, full scholarship to NYU, several of them.
Wow.
Columbia, those top law
Elite.
schools. Oh yes. Wow. I stepped over that Harvard education and went to Rutgers.
Okay.
And I graduated from Rutgers Law School, and I am an ex-Rutgers law professor.
Really? So, and Rutgers is in New
Jersey. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So how long were you in New Jersey for?
I was in Jersey 3 years of law school, 1 year of teaching, and then I became the chief civil rights enforcement officer for the state of Pennsylvania, and then Maryland, and then Illinois, and then Seattle. But as I was moving about, I also worked in the Nixon administration. They hired me to go across this country teaching civil rights law enforcement, modern civil rights law enforcement. In the early 70s, we made a breakthrough with civil rights laws, affirmative action. And I was part of the team that created affirmative action.
Wow.
And got it passed through the Supreme Court and became the law of the land. Well, Richard Nixon, the president,
Mm-hmm.
was interested in that, and so he had me go in and teach people how to do it, and helping him do it in his administration. Nixon created more black millionaires than at any other time in the history of America by using affirmative action in business. He sent many thousands of black folk into higher education by using affirmative action.
And so you had a hand in that. The things that you've been through in the past, when you were, chosen to do that for Richard Nixon's team, how did that make you feel, coming from where you came from in Louisiana?
Blessed. It was just another step on the same road that started when I was at the public library to bring the full promise
Mm-hmm.
of justice that this country promised, of equality. That was it.
That was it.
And I just thank the Lord. Actually, I thank the Lord every day for letting me have this as part of my ministry,
Right.
because that's what it has been.
I mean, you truly have seen a lot, and to still be focused on the end goal and preaching and everything of that still. But what kind of things did you go through though, because I know you had to go through some things, some tough times, during the civil rights movement and whatnot. Some things that you guys, our loved ones before us, before me, have done and fought for to get me where I'm at today. Can you touch on like some things that you had to deal with?
Well, I'll tell you one one situation. I was coming from a church event with my mother and my girlfriend in the car. And I stopped at a filling station. And black men, now we were all suited up because, at a church function.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Black men were supposed to go around the back of the filling station if we needed to relieve ourselves and just do it right out there in public, leaning against the back wall.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it that day. So I went inside and used the bathroom. And when I finished, I was walking out. This big old guy picked me up. And I was a little guy when I graduated from high school. 5'4", 135 pounds. Tried to play football, it didn't work. He picked me up and threw me outside. And then he came out and he reached in his overalls and pulled out his .22 pistol. And when he pulled out his .22 pistol, he faced my .45. And he knew by the way that I held it and the way that I was looking right down the barrel, right at him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that I knew what I could do with that gun.
Right.
And he put his little .22 back in it. And I drove off with a full tank of free gasoline. Probably about $2.50 worth of gas.
At the time.
Oh, yes.
Wow. So you had it in you. You had it in you. You don't let people walk over you.
No, sir. If I stood up right now, I could kick as high as your head.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Still, today.
Man, I'm not surprised because I had actually interviewed Mr. Jack Charlo, and he, I believe, he just had a birthday, so I think he's in his late 80s, maybe early 90s now, but same way. We dropped something on the ground by mistake. He was the first one to pick it up, yes. Yeah, what do you do in order to stay limber and stay young like you're doing right now?
Well, I studied ballet.
Really?
And I'm a former modern, oh yes, I'm a former modern dancer, a former karate fighter, did kickboxing for about 2-3 years, mountain climber, Ironman triathlete.
Yes.
That's 50-mile run, 100 miles on the bicycle, 10 miles in the ocean swim.
And you did that?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't imagine. And are you still competing? What are you doing now?
Full-time lawyer, full-time politician, and full-time preacher.
Right.
I don't have time. My days are so long.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I have a little gym at the house.
Okay.
So I'm able to do my stretches and do my workout in my gym. But I'm getting home at 1 o'clock in the morning, brother.
Right. I'm 39 and I'm sleeping by that time. I can't believe you still going. I can believe it. I'm saying I'm surprised. I'm shocked. Wow.
Gotta keep rolling.
Right. Man, so modern dance?
Yes, sir.
Ballet? Really?
On stage in tights.
Where was this at?
That was on the East Coast.
Really?
1 man and 29 women.
That's why you did it.
Oh, it was. I didn't start it off like that. But it didn't chase me away.
Right. Yes, sir.
I will tell you this. This is a full titanium shoulder, top and bottom.
From dance?
Yeah. I was holding 120-pound women up on my hand, on that shoulder.
Come on.
Yeah, for 2 years, man. And if I had it to do again, I would do it all over again.
Iron Man. That should be your name. Iron Man.
Not iron, titanium.
Titanium Man. That's amazing. And so this, you were doing this while you were in law school, or
No,
this is prior?
after.
This is after law school.
Yeah,
So you were a lawyer and doing all this.
right. While I was in the military, I played football. I told you when I was graduated from high school, I was 5'4", 135 pounds.
Right.
I was now 5'9", 230 pounds. I was
Come on.
linebacker, 111 tackles my last year. One of the reasons I went to Rutgers is because I was recruited to play football at Rutgers.
Wow.
Although the law school dean would not let me play.
No, you were too valuable.
He said, law school is not a time for frivolity. That was the end of my football career.
Really? And you decided at that time, you know what? Was it your heart that decided, this is probably best for me is law?
Oh, yeah.
Because now, in the NFL, not at the time, I mean, they weren't making the money they're making now, but, what made you decide, I'll stick to law school?
I never was going to be pro. I wanted to play college. I wanted to be an All-American at Rutgers, like another black lawyer had been a long, long, long time ago. A person that I respected.
Yes, sir.
Never met him, because he was dead long before I got there. But but law, it was always about law.
Mm-hmm.
Football was just a little add-on. So when it left, the coach and I put our arms around each other, and we both had tears in our eyes. But that was it. That was gone. I had law.
Yeah, that was it. That was your calling. You knew.
That's it.
So, and you're still a lawyer today. What law do you practice?
Mostly criminal law, but I do some general law, but criminal law.
Oh.
I tell you, I from the first day, it was in the criminal courthouses all of these years. That's where I got my experience, and that's where I had to fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the battle is.
Right.
Warrior for justice, brother.
You've been doing that in the '60s and to today still.
Yes.
And so how does it make you feel now, honestly, if you don't mind, from the '60s and the battles from the '60s to now, the difference in the time? Like, how does that make you feel for everything you've done for people my age and older and younger?
I'm proud of how far America has come in delivering on its promise of justice and equality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of that. I'm sad to see the amount of division that we have in America today over silly stuff, like skin color,
Right.
or like political party.
Yes.
It breaks my heart to see that. From a political party standpoint, we all need to have somebody at every table of power that there is.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have somebody at the Green Party, somebody at the Republican Party, somebody at the Democrat Party. We have to have someone there. Otherwise, we get when that party is out of favor, then we don't have a voice.
Right.
So we have to be at every table, and every person should be warmly welcomed.
Yes, I agree. My analogy to political parties and other things as well is that I treat it as if, either condiments or beer or something that wine tasting. You may like a particular, wine or beer or something. I may like the other, but that doesn't mean that we can't still like each other.
Absolutely. We can sit side by side and enjoy whatever's going on. You drink the flavor of beer you like,
Right.
and I drink the flavor of beer that I like.
Right. And we can still have a good time together.
Absolutely. That's what America has slipped away from. Because even during the civil rights period, I mean, we'd be on opposite sides of something, and we could still sit down and talk.
Right.
When I was running for, the first time I ran, a fellow I'd represented, we started off with a bad situation. White guy. But we got to know each other, and we ultimately became friends. We got to respect each other. He invited me to his house because I won his case for him. He invited me to his house, and at that time, I had a little weapon in my boot.
Okay.
And he said, he walked me out to the truck. He said, I saw you, he was a Klansman, I'll tell you that.
Really?
Yes. He said, I saw you, you brought that little toad sticker in your boot there in case I got rambunctious. I said, no, sir. I said, come let me show you. I showed him what I had in the back seat of my truck. I said, this is what I had in case you got rambunctious. And at that moment, a level of respect came because he knew that I really did respect him as a man. Because what was in the back was a whole lot more firepower than what I had in the.
So you were prepared?
Of course. I mean, the man's a Klansman. I don't know how he's going to deal, you know.
How did you guys even come together?
I was appointed to represent him. And he said right up front, I don't want a blank lawyer. I said, well, tell the judge. Because I don't want a blank client.
Right.
So we exchanged from day one. The judge told him that he could have me to represent him, or he would have to go find a lawyer. I represented him, won the case for him, jury trial. And that's when he apologized and invited me to his house for coffee. And that started a warm understanding that grew to be a friendship. And when I ran, he took me to a Klan rally. And when we got there, he whistled and told everybody, hey, look, this is my lawyer, and he's a friend of mine. And he's running for state representative. Ask him any question that you feel like asking him. And so they grilled me for about an hour and a half. We had some good, frank exchange, and many of those same men have still respect for me.
Whoa. How did you feel being in that area with those people who are, say they hate us, you know?
Comfortable. Number one, I knew that he was going to make sure that everything went right.
Right.
Number two, if something got bad, I got the first 15.
The first 15 you got. After that,
After that, you know, it's time for me to go home. None of us are going to get out of here alive.
Right.
My daddy died at 102 years old.
Wow.
My poor mama left early, though. She couldn't make it past 104.
Ooh.
So whenever the Lord calls me, I'm prepared to go. He's let me stay here 8 decades. I'm 80 years old.
80 years old.
Yes, sir.
And can still do,
Oh, yeah.
and all kind of stuff. I can only hope and pray that I can get to that age and still be limber as you are.
Well, just take of the body and replace the parts when you
I'm
need
gonna need some titanium. Whoever you can let me know I can get some titanium. That doctor, I'm gonna have to talk to him. I still. You went to a Klan's meeting.
Yes, sir.
What was going through your mind?
What went through my mind was that I had been brought up in a time when my state representative didn't really represent me because he was white and I was black.
Right.
And my Lord would not let me do the same thing to other people. So I try to represent every single body in my district. I represent the farmers and the city slickers. I represent the Klansmen and the Black Lives Matter folks. Everybody. It's my job is to take care of everybody.
Right.
And my boss is watching me and making sure that I do exactly that.
Yes, sir.
I can't turn my back on somebody because of the T-shirt that they wear.
Mm-hmm.
He wears a Klan T-shirt, or he wears a Black Lives Matter T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to do it right for every single person in my district.
And you've been doing it, and for you telling us that how things were for you back then, and how you know, at an early age going to the library and just going against the grain. I'm not surprised that that you've been in these situations like that, but you've always stood tall. It seems as if like that's amazing. And you went to and you fought for our country,
Yes, sir.
as well. How long were you enlisted?
4 years.
4 years, and you were in the Navy. And
I'm still the diver for Opelousas Police Department.
huh? So if they
I'm
need,
a reserve lieutenant right now.
so if they need, and the usual guys or women that are their divers aren't available, you can stand in.
Oh yes, but I am the diver.
The diver.
If somebody goes into a bayou, drives into a bayou, if there's a big hurricane and there's people that are underwater, I get the first call.
Is that what your job was as in the Navy?
I won't discuss much of my military career,
Yes, sir.
but it was a good 4 years,
Right.
and I learned a lot.
Wow. So they can call you right now, and you will be the diver.
Absolutely.
That is amazing. That's amazing to me. You don't stop. Is there anything you can't do?
If there is, I'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tap dance, and I want to learn how to tap dance.
I'm surprised that you don't know the dancing you've already done in your years and everything. I can't believe you don't know how to tap dance.
I
don't know how
just
to
never
tap
had
dance.
a chance to do it.
Really?
To study it. I never had a chance.
Wow.
I've been busy, man.
Right. Oh yes, you have definitely been busy.
When
this
I
is
get
amazing.
old, and I kind of cut back, about 10, 20 years from now,
I like
watch.
that.
I'm gonna be.
I like that. I like that. You still going. I'm happy to see it. I really am. And I'm learning a lot from you today, and I hope that the viewers and everything. We're not done yet, but I'm just taking it all in right now, because your wealth of knowledge, wealth of history, and just everything. You climbed the mountains. What mountains did you climb?
The three tallest in the continental United States: Mount Elbert in Colorado, Mount Rainier in the state of Washington, and I forget the tallest one is in California, right next to Death Valley. But those are the three tallest.
Were you prepared for that? Did you do any type of training or anything?
Yes, indeed.
Really?
That's training for mountain climbing is what got me into being an Ironman triathlete.
Ah, got you.
All day, and I was old when I climbed my first mountain, which was the number 2, and it's the toughest climb in America, outside of Alaska.
Really?
17 people had died in the 12 months before I made that climb.
Before you got there?
That's right. And I was aware of the fact that 17 people had died in that 12-month period. So it was nothing to play with. I spent 6 weeks really working out, getting in top shape.
Yes.
And it was swimming every day, running every day, and biking every day.
And you were still having a usual job too, though.
Yes.
I don't know where you find the time.
Oh, there are a lot of, you got to move those hours around a little bit.
Right. How long did it take you to climb these mountains?
Rainier, we were on the mountain 5 days.
5 days.
2 days to acclimate, and 2 days to go up and down. Must have been 3 days to acclimate, and then a day up and a day down.
And you went with buddies, family members?
Oh no, professionals.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, that's a professional gig,
Right.
where you all rope together and you're wearing the crampons and all of that. That's super serious. Now the other two are not as serious a climb as that. The number 1 and the number 3.
Right.
I took my son with me when I did the number 1. He was about 10, and I took my daughter. She was about 10 on the number 3 climb,
Really? Wow.
and they were in shape to go up a mountain.
That's amazing. What are you gonna? Since you're still doing stuff now, what's the next thing you're gonna be doing? You know, next adventure you're gonna have.
I don't know. I can't wait for the Lord to expose me to it.
Yeah.
But there will be some more adventures. I've been thinking about flying, and my daddy owned his own airplane and flew his own airplane, so
Really?
I've been thinking about doing that. But there will be more adventure.
See, that's why we're gonna go into part 3, guys. Okay, I'm enjoying this. I hope you guys are as well. I'm learning so much from Senator right now. But look, we're gonna catch you guys. Stay tuned for part 3. All right, man. So this is amazing. What's up, Louisiana? Thanks for watching another episode of Louisiana on Fire. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell so you can be notified for the next episode.